So how did writing begin? So before alphabet, humans used to draw pictures in order to convey ideas. And then eventually these developed into pictographic images, which then represented sound. Think Egyptian hieroglyphics as an example of this. However, the first writing system ever used, which developed from pictographic writing, was known as cuneiform. Cuneiform gets its name from the Latin term cuneus, which means wedge-shaped, and this is referring to the shape that the stylus makes when it is impressed onto clay. So cuneiform was a writing system which was used to document a number of languages. So for example, Sumerian, Akkadian, Hittite, Elamite, and Ugaritic and Old Persian used a similar style also. The first of these languages was the Sumerian language, which developed around 3000 to 3200 BCE in southern Mesopotamia near the Persian Gulf. So we actually get the name Sumerian from the Akkadian word Shumaru, which is of unknown origin. The Sumerians themselves, however, called their language Emegir, which literally means native tongue. The first of these writings, which dates back to around 3000 BCE, is known as Proto-Cuneiform. Here's an example of it above. So these were more simplistic symbols and just kind of conveyed general ideas for the documentation of the sale of commodities like beer, barley, and sheep. So for example, if we take a look at this tablet, this is a person's head in front of a bowl, so this is generally translated as the word to eat. However, by around 2600 BCE, the cuneiform system had developed to display and convey more sophisticated ideas. So for example, above me you can see the cuneiform symbols Ka and A. So Ka represents mouth and A represents water. So put together, A is just in the middle of Ka. That creates the word Nang, which means to drink. So here is a visual representation of how the Sumerian cuneiform system developed from pictographic images to the cuneiform system that we know today. So if we take a look at number 7, which started off just as a pictographic image of somebody's head, developed into the cuneiform sign known as Sang, which literally means head. And then on number 8, we have another head, but it's specifically highlighting the mouth, and this developed into the cuneiform sign Ka, which again can mean mouth, and it can also be said Dug, which means to speak. And finally, just to further demonstrate, so if we look at number 4 here, this is the cuneiform symbol which became Munus, which means woman or lady, and as we can see here, it is a representation of female genitalia. So that is it from me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.